Hey, it's been a long time coming, but this is maybe the most important video that I need to make, because to be honest, these kind of videos they're almost coming to an end, I think, from myself, because quite frankly it's getting a little bit embarrassing now. I had like 50 something views for one of my videos, which was because it was in Parliament Square with Occupy London group, so-called revolutionaries, yeah, I had about 50 views, and I thought, oh, this is it, people are going to start watching now, people are going to start tuning in to the other things. Has anybody watched any of them? No, not even the one next to that video, which had 0 views, so it's quite easy for me to like keep a track if anyone's watching or not, and nobody's watched it. So people obviously are not that interested. Now people may have skipped back to like the first one or something and started watching it and thought, no, not having that. You know, and I maybe have to come to the realisation that people don't like the sound of my voice as much as I do, you know, which has been pretty much the story of my life. Yeah, coming to that realisation has been the story of my life, you know, and it's good. It's an important way to live your life, really, re-evaluating yourself and learning what you really are in the face of what you think you are, you know, in the face of what your ego tells you are, in the face of what your external influences lead you to believe you are. You know, because it's pretty easy to get carried away in some kind of fantasy, and I told you a little bit, if you watched some of my videos about my paranoid fantasies, and you know, we're even talking like a bit of a messiah complex I had going on for a while back. I think maybe I was some kind of chosen one. There's no, it's, you know, that is not without reason, it's not without evidence, but you know, you just see what you want to see sometimes, don't you? And you create a mythology around yourself, as has been done in society since society began. I mean, society couldn't exist without certain myths. If it didn't have these myths, and if it wasn't kind of controlled by these myths, then it wouldn't be society as we know it. It would be something else. It would be something better. And obviously a part of my reason for making these videos was because I want that something better to happen. I want it to be realised, because I know it can be realised. I know it, because if I can see this so clearly, you know, then it's possible, basically. And I know so many people in the world feel the same way, and so many people, and it's, you know, this feeling is growing, and I just really, really want it to be a part of that, and I want it to be an important thing in that. But I got to accept reality, right? I'm frightened, I'm scared of doing it. I'm not going to be this hero that I thought I was going to be, because, you know, I haven't got the courage, really. You know, partly my own doing, you know, I've done some very silly things in my life, and I have been punished for those things, pretty much. And it should be something that I can leave in the past, but I mean, some people won't let me leave that in the past, you know, because they're fucking racist idiots. But that's a different story. Yeah, but you know, I've done silly things, and I've done things that you know, perhaps some people owe an explanation for, deserve an explanation for. I owe the explanation, others deserve it, and maybe they haven't had it. So, you know, I'm not totally without blame. But the trouble is, when you're a person like me, and even a person not like me, I'm going to stop for a moment. I'm just walking in the countryside, as you can see, British countryside. It is nice, you know. It is nice. Not as nice as other places, but it is nice. Yeah, when you've done the silly things that I've done, you've lived the kind of life that I've lived, you make it easy for people to attack you, and I've done that, unfortunately, in some ways, and I'm really a bit frightened of the possible consequences, especially when you see what kind of narratives are being built in the media, and you know, the combination of things which I think are kind of designed. This is part of my fantasy as well, this is part of my mythology. I think these things are being designed to set up someone like me you know, to set up someone who could really like kind of change the world, and because they're not going to let it happen, because people have got too much riding on it, you know. People have got too much to lose, and they control the media, they control the newspapers, and they control the military system, whatever. You know, they control your life if you consent to live in this life. So that's really the best thing we can do. I've said it before, is the best thing you can do, I think, for yourself is just move away from it and find your own happiness. So that's perhaps something that I'm going to try and do a bit more now in the future, instead of thinking that I can change anything, which is weak, I know, but that's why I'm not the man for the job. I know I should be just out there all the time, like trying to change things, and I don't think I can do it. I don't think I've got the stomach for it, because I'm frightened of certain things, and you know. And also, here's the other side of it, right? Here's the other side. I'm gonna start walking. Here's the other side of it. Oh, you can see my face now. You see, I have a full beard. I wanted to make a video with my beard back in full resplendence, if that's a word, because I like having a beard. I'm going to shave it off again soon, you see, because it is a bit irritable. I don't like it in that sense, but I like having it because it says fuck you to people. And when I walk in the street, honestly, people just look at me all the time and like think, what's he? Is he one of them terrorists or something? I think they're thinking that anyway, but it could be my paranoia again. Yeah, so anyway, just this is another little a little glimpse at Mike Carey cunt. That's what I should call this video. Yeah, see, even this helicopter now, always shit like this, I don't know if you can see that, shit like this always happens. I mean, actually, shit like this is just always happening. Stop, end of the sentence. But in my kind of paranoid mind, I feel like shit like this starts happening when I start making videos. And there's just so much stuff, honestly, it's not even worth me explaining it, because it would just make me sound more like a nutcase, and you can't understand it unless you've experienced it. And some of these things, these are why I kind of was led to believe that I might be some kind of special person, because the way things have happened, the way coincidences have, you know, manifested themselves in my life, and you know, it's just been too much. And so what you need to understand is that the mythology, even the mythology you build for yourself and the mythology society builds around us, those things are not true, but certain facts remain true. Even if, you know, the mythology is not true, the facts remain true. You know, and the understanding of the world, the connection with nature, perhaps, the connection with the universe that I think I've recognised within myself and within others, that is absolutely true, you know. And it's only that is required for the ideological shift that would change everything else. Yeah, so it's possible. What I talk about is possible, but am I the man to, you know, force that through? I don't think so, actually. So yeah, no one's watching these videos, but anyway, I've continued to make them, and this is the point of this video. This is why I'm making this particular video now, is to say, why would I feel so strongly that I have to make them? Because the truth is out there, and people deserve to know the truth, you know, and people do know the truth, you know, because the thing is, this world that's been created for us, you know, this world of control, this matrix of control, yeah, because that's what it is. Watched that film again the other night, fucking so good, man. It's bang on accurate as metaphor goes. It's perfect. First one anyway, and parts of the second and third, just perfect. Watch those films and really think about what you're being told, man, because that says it better than I ever could. Yeah, fuck, I've forgotten what I was going to say. Yeah, this world that they're creating, the matrix, the illusion of freedom and subsequent control or resulting control, it disappears as soon as you turn the television off. You know, it disappears when you close the newspaper. It disappears when you stop listening to the bullshit. You know, and we can all do that, and we can have like just a wonderful world, in my opinion. So, you know, that needs to be said. the truth needs to be put out there, and I'm putting it out in the most public forum possible. Yeah, I've been to the debates, I've been to the protests. You know, they're fucking facilitated by wankers who don't care about the process. They just want 5 minutes in the spotlight, and you know, they don't really want to change anything, because the only way we are going to change everything is coming back to the things that I'm saying about the monetary system. You know, there's got to be an end goal that changes everything. You know, like you can listen to the likes of Russell Brand, who some would say is a puppet. I mean, I think he speaks about wonderful things, and I think most of what he says is bang on, but I'm just concerned about what he doesn't say. Yeah, and I think you've got to look at the only, you know, his ideas about autonomous societies and localised, centralised production, all that is perfect. I mean, I've written a book involving similar themes, which I wrote a long time before he started speaking about this, but that's by the by. Yeah, because I mean, he is a potentially great leader, I think, as in terms of the choice that we have in the world. So he's worth listening to, as far as anyone in the mainstream goes. But you have to wonder how he's got in the mainstream and why he's being allowed to say these things. Because I think actually they know the change is inevitable. They know the tide is turning. They know they can't control it. So they've got to present some alternatives. Because Cameron, Tory party, all that bullshit, that ain't lasting much longer. Ed Miliband, Labour, they ain't presenting a challenge. No one else is presenting a challenge. The Green Party, the only possible real alternative, are not even allowed to present a challenge. You see, they're not allowed on national TV debates, but Russell Brand and Nigel Farage are. They're going to be on next week, I believe, which is going to be entertaining, and I think Russell Brand is going to tear into pieces, which I'm going to very much enjoy watching. But you still take Brand himself with a bit of caution, because he hasn't gone the full mile, in my opinion, and he's an intelligent enough man to know what needs to be doing, more than me. I mean, he comes across as certainly being more intelligent than I am. And perhaps more dedicated to some kind of spiritual principles, you know. I mean, he's a vegetarian, you've got to respect that he's got the strength to do that, because I ain't got the strength to do that. He has given up, so he says, anyway, we don't know if this is true, he's given up the objectification of women, which I'm really fucking struggling with, honestly. You know, that's part of the problems I've had in the past, is my objectification of women and kind of sexual obsession, and I've let that get out of control in the past, you know, and just let it control me, and still, even now, you know, to an extent. So, you know, Russell Brand's probably got his shit together a lot more than me, so in that respect he's worth listening to, but he's not going the full mile, and he's not talking about how we can have a real kind of communist situation, like we can get rid of money, and we can have that in like 50 years or 100 years, but we've got to be aware of what we're working towards, and we've got to start in that direction on that process now. Yeah, so basically that's something that you need to be aware of. And what's that? No, I'm all right, thank you, mate. Cheers. Oh, that's nice. Nice cyclist offered me help, asking if I was lost. So, you know, that's the nature of people. People are generally good. Inherently, people want to be good. They want to help each other, you know. The guy wanted to help me. I didn't need help, but he wanted to do that. And I'm often like in that situation of trying to help people. And that's what people want to be. But obviously in the day-to-day life, which is, you know, caused by the monetary struggle that we all face, we can't do that. We've got to look out for number one, and we're bred to be selfish. So anyway, we've got to move away from that. I've said it all about it. If you want to know more about this, keep watching my other videos. Yeah, but we've given alternatives of dickheads like Farage and people like Russell Brand. And, you know, they know that things are going to change, but they're just trying to restrict that change even. They're trying to, you know, put that inside a box. And we shouldn't let them do that. But unfortunately, you know, here comes Mike Cunt hypocrite again. Mike Cunt addict. Yeah, that's the other thing that I was going to say. It's not just because I'm frightened, it's because I actually enjoy it. I enjoy this life of spending money. Because, you know, having a lot of money helps me, like, be nihilistic, and, like, it allows me to continue exploiting women and things like that, and, you know, getting my kicks in whatever way that I can. And it's, you know, no, I wouldn't be able to do any of this, you know, in a different society. But that's another story, man, which I don't really want to talk about right now. Yeah, fuck, almost out of time. I'd wanted to really keep this one final video. Anyway, that's the point. I had to make these videos so that at least I've said the truth and I've put it out there to the world. So whatever happens, however they come after me, whatever lies they continue to feed us, however I live my life plodding along, chasing the dollars and paying the bills, I have told the truth and it's here for you. Thank you.